All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to Ophelek. I apologize if my voice goes in and out a couple of times. I got sick from a family member. She had it, so now she passed it on to me. So I apologize if my voice goes in and out a couple of times. But I just got done watching Daredevil Born Again. It's like the fourth season, but I guess they're kind of considering this the first season. But it's a continuation if you watch the Daredevil series, like Jessica Jones, what was it, Luke Cage, Punisher, Iron Fist, and I think there was one more I forgot, right? But it's a good series. But as always, like we say about these, movie producers, TV shows, they prophesy to you on the left hand. I'm watching the season finale here, right? It has 9 episodes in the season, and the episode is called Straight to Hell. Now, I can't play it for you because I was, at least show you a video of it, because couldn't find anything that I want to show on YouTube. So I'm have it on my TV here, and I'm just gonna play it on my TV and just have you listen to it. So I would advise having your volume turned all the way up to be able to hear. I'm going to have it as close as possible. And since I am doing that, I just want to read this real quick, because although I'm not showing anything, still, just in case. So this is copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Right? It says, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor for fair use. So fair use, I'm not getting anything by playing the audio of Daredevil Born Again, the season ending. So I want you to hear what essentially is said here now. Just to give you a little story of it, Wilson Fisk, who's the kingpin, eventually becomes mayor of New York. And, I would advise you to watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you, but this is what he enacts in the last episode. So let me just play it for you real quick.
Sir. One. We're live.
Good morning. We survived. Together. As you may know, there was an attempt on my life, but...
No, Salakia, let me just pause that real quick. When he says we survived previously, and he was the cause of it, because he was trying to go after Daredevil, he caused a blackout in New York. Now, this show takes place in New York, if you don't know. So he caused a blackout in New York, which is something that we talk about. Blackouts, things like that, power grids getting hit, right? And within that, you had all hell breaking loose. That's why I was trying to find a video of it. But like I said, you could probably watch it. If you have Disney Plus, it should be on that. Or maybe some other, free streaming service, something like that. But when he was talking about they survived, he's talking about pretty much when because it was him, he was the one that enforced it, because he is the mayor, to take out the power grid and take out the power. And the entire city of New York was without power for, I think, the entire night. And with that, people were looting and things like that, which is something that is written of in the scriptures that we speak about. So I'm going to continue playing.
A vigilante last night. And in the act of sabotage, our city's power grid was disrupted. While facing rampant lawlessness, Commissioner Gallo, he chose to resign. To turn his back on the people of New York. The thin blue line has broken. I will not allow you to live in fear, though. I am enacting my Safer Streets initiative. Effective immediately, all vigilante activity is illegal, and it will be dealt with accordingly. Curfew is at 8 p.m. And in the immediate future, New York City is under martial law. Now, with the rule of law restored, we can go back to our pursuit of life, liberty, happiness together in the finest city in the world. Never forget, I love New York.
Okay, so Lord's willing, you heard all of that, right? He talked about he's putting into effect his Safer Streets initiative. He called vigilantes because essentially Daredevil is a vigilante, but there's other characters who are villains that are likened unto vigilantes, and this is the same thing along the lines that I did a lesson on the season 4 of The Boys, the season-ending episode with Homelander, when essentially he got control of the government, and he said he's coming for you. And I took that as a message from the elites that they're saying that they're coming for us, right? And I would have that same sentiment here with this episode, that essentially they're likening us unto vigilantes, right? Because he has this whole, because if you watch the TV show, he has a art against Daredevil, right? So Wilson Fisk, who's the mayor, wants to put things into effect that would have anti-vigilante stuff, right? Which essentially we know that what they want, they are anti-us, which is really anti-Yahushua, anti-Hamashiach. So when I heard that, obviously the martial law stuck out to me because you speak about those things, but even, him saying about, pretty much when he does these things, it's going to be, pretty much an anti, what you call it. Oh, matter of fact, let me just play it again so I can hear it. My bad. Let me just go back a little bit. I want to just say it correctly.
Line has broken. I will not allow you to live in fear, though. I am enacting my Safer Streets initiative. Effective immediately, all vigilante activity is illegal.
Right, so once he enacts the Safer Streets Act, all vigilante acts are illegal. Can't do none of that. And hey, I looked at that as them considering us vigilantes. And hey, you guys cannot go out there on the highways and byways anymore and speak the truth. We don't want you guys out there, prophesying, teaching of the Bible, right? Speaking about the Bible, which is going to bring in what? The famine of the word. But like I was mentioning earlier, right, because before this you had the blackout, essentially all hell was breaking loose. And these are the things that we are warning people about that are to come. They put these things in TV shows because that's their way of prophesying unto you and letting you know, hey, these things are going to come. So this is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, right? So that time of tribulation, that time of the hour of temptation, all hell breaking loose, that is Jacob's trouble. And who is Jacob? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, regardless if you hear or forbear, you are the Israelites, and you are getting ready to be in trouble. But he shall be saved out of it, and the he is going into the elect of the nation of Israel. They're going to be saved out of that tribulation. They're going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble, right? And again, like I was mentioning, when you watch the episode, which is the season finale, which is the 9th episode, he took out the power, which we know that what? These elites are going to orchestrate things to happen, right? Which that's what Wilson Fisk essentially does in this, throughout the season, or this season of Daredevil, is essentially he puts himself in place of power, right, to become mayor, and wants to enact certain laws so that way what? He could have his why is the word escaping me? Just, vigilante, anti-vigilante act, where it's like, hey, these vigilantes can't be out there no more, right? He wants to paint them as a negative in the streets, right? Some people look at vigilantes like Daredevil as a good thing, some people don't. So it's kind of like split between the middle. Some people like it, some people don't. But hey, if he's saying that they're not supposed to be out there, they can't be out there. And it's going to be the same thing with us. Once they start putting things into law that, hey, you guys can't be out there, preaching the Bible anymore, can't be out there. And these are the things that we tell you about, Amos 8:11. The days come that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, although that is going to come, but a thirst of hearing the words of the Lord. That is what's getting ready to happen. And just wanted to mention, even though I didn't play it, because all you would have really heard was sounds of like screaming, glass breaking, so I didn't think that that was really important to play. Excuse me. But I just really want to get, like, so to speak, the meat and potatoes of that part right there where you're saying, and Lord's willing, you saw it. I mean, sorry, not saw it, but heard it. Lord's willing, it came out clear. But this is, but going, this part here, which in Second Ezra was going to go to that part that I mentioned earlier when he took out the power grid and essentially all hell was breaking loose in New York City. People was going crazy. People was looting, going crazy. People was attacking each other, which is things that we say is going to happen. So this is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand, which these swords doesn't mean actual swords, but a weapon, right? Whatever weapon that they can get their hands on, bat, a machete, a gun, pickaxe, I don't know, whatever have you. But people are going to be essentially going to war with each other, right? And that's essentially what was happening in this episode of Daredevil, right? Once the lights went off, people started attacking each other. People started looting. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what happens when lawlessness happens. People are not going to listen to the government anymore. Well, because they see that, hey, we're going to do according to what we feel is right, or what we want to do, not according to what the government says. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's what checkpoints, right? We often talk sometimes about 15-minute cities, things of this nature, right? And I believe even in this episode, I think he wants to lock the city down as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's something that happened early in the episode. Or it might have been the previous episode. But continuing, verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And when it says men, it's not just talking about men and women. So when this time of trouble happens, everybody's going to be afraid, man, woman, and child. You see? And that's the same thing, which I would advise you to watch it. Because if you watch these Marvel little, episodes or whatever, I don't know why the word has escaped me where it really is, but if you watch these little Marvel stuff like Jessica Jones or whatever, I personally would say that Daredevil is the best out of I think it's Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Punisher. I think Punisher season 1 was okay. I didn't watch season 2 because I heard it wasn't that great, but I would say Daredevil was the best out of those shows, and even this season was really good. So again, verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because of what? Blackouts are a potential thing to happen, right? And when a blackout happens, and what? The food in your refrigerator is going to get spoiled. Hey, you're going to start banging on other people's doors looking for food, seeing if they have something. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. See? So when a person doesn't have any food and things like that, their refrigerator, there's a power outage, no power. Hey, I got to eat. So, hey, because my stomach is rumbling, I don't give a damn about somebody else. That whole neighbor stuff, that's going to go out the window. Right? In this show, just to use the show for example, when the lights were on, people were civilized amongst each other, right? But once the lights went off, what did people do? When the lights were on, nobody was breaking into stores and things like that, trying to rob and steal, going into people's houses. But once those lights went off, what happened? People's animalistic nature came out, right? That I gotta kill to get what's mine, which is the mindset you have here in America. I got to kill to get what's mine. Who gives a damn about you and your family and your loved ones? I got to do for me. Kill or be killed. Dog eat dog. That's what's coming to happen. And people think that our message is a joke, or they don't think that's going to happen, but soon it will happen. So, yeah, I'll just end it off there. I don't really want to make this too long, but I just want to go into that just to recap the message of this lesson is essentially, watch the episode, just finished watching the episode of Daredevil Born Again, the season finale, which is episode 9. And Wilson Fisk, who became the mayor, started saying certain things about he's enabling his Safer Streets Act. And with that, all vigilante acts will be pretty much outlawed, right? And like I said, I took that as, hey, once they start, enacting these laws, putting these laws and activating them, you prophets, you men out there who are preaching the Bible, yeah, they'll go after Christians and things like that. But hey, that's a workaround to eventually get to us, right? That eventually, hey, no more street preaching out there, which is going to bring in Amos 8:11, like I mentioned, the famine of the word, right? And then I brought out with 2nd Ezra 15, that blackout that happened, people start breaking into other people's houses, people start rioting in the streets, people start acting like crazy, like madmen. When the lights is on, ain't nobody was acting crazy. But once those lights went off, everybody just started going balls to the wall. So, pray that this video was pleasing unto you, Yahweh Bashem Shai. I pray that this video was edifying as well. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash Shalom.